All right, we're back to continue the story of the Adventurer 7. They don't actually have an adventurer company name, but we'll go by their ship name called the Widowmaker. So, we're continuing the story of the Widowmaker and its crew. Um, Last time, you guys did what would be considered, I'd almost consider it a shopping episode, to be quite frank.
A little bit, yeah.
Because initially you guys went around to try to sell the ale and stuff. Um, which, by the way, you never did check in with the guy at the end of the day to see if he had found anything, but that's okay. And then
Whoops.
Rhux also went and got some stuff for some supplies for the ship for doctoring things, and Aaron went and got some clothing, and then slipped away to the plantation, the Scholar Plantation. Excuse me, where he took a look at that ironwood tree, eventually finding a Fey circle. His approach seemed to activate it in some fashion, and a six-legged black cat the size of a lion with two tentacles coming from its shoulders burst out of the, not a tear, but a softening of the veil between worlds, and bounded off into the forest. He figured out eventually that it was from the Court of Winter, and decided to just get out of there, but marking where it was. At the same time, the rest of you guys went to the Silver Emporium to try your luck at buying some healing potions. During the course of that, you did actually buy 10 healing potions. Yay. But you also pissed off Zilston yet again, who kicked you out yet again. Which then led to you going to the Church of St. Marina to work with Melora to get rid of the cursed weapons that were the problem in the first place. She did a ritual which broke the hold that each of the weapons had on Dresd'a and Marcus, eventually causing the weapons to crack and then just kind of dissipate into the water. After that, you guys went back to the ship. Praedyth went and got his mask, took it to Lydia. She basically said, "It's not done. I don't want it yet." So she said, "Finish it. There's no real rush, but until I have an actual mask that I can literally go take one off and put the other one on, I'm not going to get rid of this one." So he, a little disheartened by this, went back and gave the mask to the sculptress, and told her to finish it. That led us to the party. You guys had been invited into a party known as the Westerly Ball by the Duchess herself. Arriving at the party, you were relieved of all obvious weapons. Any weapon that you could secrete, or at least like daggers, would have been left. Small weapons,
Secreted
like
weapons.
Secreted upon your person. Secured
No.
upon your person. Anything you did, any of those small weapons you could take in, but like the maul not going in, a sword not going in, that sort of stuff. Arriving at the garden where the party was, sort of a garden terrace thing that looks out over the river and to the bluffs that are into the west. You saw that several people were there, but not as many as you might thought. You definitely were here a little bit on time, as you might say, as it was getting on towards dusk. You kind of split up a little bit, and Marcus and the bulk of the people, Marcus, Rhux, Aaron, Dresd'a, all went and spoke with the Duchess, who awarded you with a writ of ownership for the warehouse that you had liberated from Martin Sklar. So you now own a warehouse in the city, and all of the rights and privileges that correspond with that, including, as Marcus mentioned, taxes. At the same time, Hylough had went off and sort of had a small conversation with a couple of mercenary captains, Salomon Valen of the Iron Phoenix, and Jimena Sanchez of the Sisterhood. She kind of got a little upset when Salomon's machismo kind of started to show, so she kind of left, and then Hylough moved on. At the same time, Iylis was checking out the food and spoke with the Guildmaster of the Rasp, as well as came across Archbishop Iago Guerra, who is the Archbishop of Saint something or other. the Saint of Justice, whose name escapes me. And that is kind of where we ended, with Marcus and co. kind of leaving the Duchess after speaking with her for a bit. Saint Sansa, sorry, it's who the Archbishop is of worshiping. At this point,
Good question. Saint Sansa is a saint of which god?
It's a saint of justice, so so it's going to be probably Alto.
Okay.
Tell you in a second.
The betrayer.
No, no, not Alto. It's not the betrayer.
And
not Atto.
Atto.
Just for clarification, Huyi's bow and quiver, those are magical and don't appear till I draw them. So I'm making the assumption that those will be available if we get into a fight.
I will check in a second.
Okay.
Sansa is under Alvar. Sorry.
Got it.
Alvar, the god of nobility, the noble light.
I am trying to keep track of those.
No, that's all good. It's all good. It's a good question. I just didn't have the immediate answer.
Cool.
I just had to look at my notes. Now I have to check Huyi to verify. Yes, she's correct. In the meantime, let us continue our story. What are you guys doing as you kind of head away from the surf? Oh, actually, let me activate the garden for you. So we kind of bring you forth.
I'm heading for the food.
Okay, Hylough's heading for food. Since last time I have put more people in here, this is more to reflect the height of the party, not necessarily that all of these people are currently here. Just as an FYI.
I'm also going with Hylough towards the food.
Well, Hylough is over on... I have also put you kind of where you were at the end of last session. So Hylough is over on the left side. Iylis was over on the right side. The rest of you were kind of in the middle after talking with...
Man, I've got a new character piece.
Yes, you did.
This is pretty cool.
I did update it.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I remembered about an hour ago. I was like, wait, I should probably update that.
So where are the entertainers?
There are a couple of minstrels that kind of are walking through the party. There isn't any set stage or anything like that.
Well, I guess I will go to the food as well then.
Okay. There are food sort of stations on either side, so it's just a question of which side you wish to go to.
The right side for me.
The closest. Yeah.
I'll go to Hylough.
All right.
Did I already get food, or was I too
you were
distracted by?
You were already eating food
right.
and speaking with Ivor Cattell, the guildmaster of the
Right.
Wasp.
So Hylough, the Duchess sends her best, and she gifted us with quite a surprising gift.
Really? What do we get?
We have the warehouse.
The warehouse?
There's only one warehouse in the entire place.
The warehouse which we raided.
Yeah.
So I guess we need to fix things.
Cool.
But
well, I'm excited.
But that's just
Yes.
Just to catch you up.
Dresd'a, I concur. You can manifest it at will.
All right. Thank you.
I'm kind of whispering this. Have you found anything interesting?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I just talked to some people and I point them out. And
he had talked to you. Point out one guy who's called Salomon Valen. He's the captain of the Iron Phoenix, and the other one you point out, she's kind of has moved off and is more towards the south now at this point, is Jimena Sanchez, who is the high sister of the Sisterhood, also a mercenary company. And Nuella, you learned that the one woman who had walked by in front of you guys initially was Countess Nuella Bello, and she has gone all the way up towards the northern side of the terrace.
yeah, and she's kind of strutting her stuff to stand out.
Yes.
Okay.
You know. But
all right.
Tell you what, the Sisterhood woman, she's hot. You should probably go after her.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
as you guys are discussing this near the food stand, you hear the steward say, "May I present Count Tedice Zanetti and his son Adolfo." And a frail old man with these two guys that are next to him, probably personal guard or something, are slowly helping him down the actually call him his son, but it's actually his grandson, Adolfo, are kind of helping him down the stairs. And I mean, like, frail old man. This guy looks like he's easily late 80s, and stooped and got a cane, and he's just walking very, very slowly. There is sort of a slight familiar resemblance between him and the man next to him, or the boy, the 20 to 30 something that I'm about to show you now. This guy right here. We show the players. This guy comes down. He kind of looks around at the top of the stairs for a bit, and it's around at the guests and sort of stuff. And he doesn't really, his eyes don't really stop on any one person or anything like that. But after a moment, he kind of looks down, winces a little bit, looking down at the elderly man in front of him, and then just kind of brushes past quickly. There is a rapier at his hip. He definitely has a weapon with him. And he heads down, and you see him head to the right. And after a moment, Iylis, he comes by you, picks up a drink, kind of looks at you for a moment, and then continues on as three other probably minor nobles that were already here kind of start to congregate by him, and they start chatting about saying things of the nature like, "Adolfo, what are we doing this evening? Have you got some prey in mind?" And they kind of head off towards the north.
I might trail behind them, see what they're up to.
Okay. The elderly man eventually makes it to the Duchess as you're trailing behind him, and and you see them explain they have some small exchange, and then he kind of goes and finds a spot, a chair to sit down in near the fountain. Following Adolfo, he heads around to the north side, and gathers a couple more guys with him. As he's passing a few of the women, he kind of gives them small nods, and they kind of blush a little bit, or you get the feeling that he's sort of a cad.
Got it.
Eventually, though, you notice him see Countess Bello, and he starts heading in her direction. Like, not quickly, like he's continuing to talk with the people around him. Most of his
he's beelining toward her.
Well, not beelining. Like, you figure at the rate he's going, like, it's clear that he saw her, and there was a recognition, and that he's now moving in that direction, slowly moving his posse in that direction.
Nice.
As he talks with them, and they kind of joke about various things. One of them pipes up with like, "Do you think we'll see Count Diaz this evening? The fop himself?" And he's like, "I hope so. I have something planned for him tonight." And so, this seems like Adolfo is kind of a troublemaker for sure.
Got it.
Shortly after that, for those of you who are sort of on the southern side of this, so like Dresd'a and Rhux and Aerra, more Dresd'a, Marcus might have noticed this as well. Morven stops talking as soon as Zanetti kind of leaves. Morven leaves and heads over and starts speaking with the wizard and the elderly gentleman that was talking with her previously. What are you guys doing? What are you guys continuing to do? That's just another thing you notice.
I'm actually going to kind of browse about, but I'm going to look for quick ways out, following the normal luck we have, like other ways into the house. Well,
there's no way into the house from here. Like, the house is up the hill. You guys came around the house, and this is a massive set of gardens. Like, think of this is just one terraced garden. There's probably like 4 or 5 of them down here.
Okay. Well, what would I think is there an easier way to get to one of the other gardens or to escape? I guess is.
Well, I mean, you can. The map shows you the egresses. Basically.
Okay. But that's just what I'm doing.
I'm
listening to conversations, and eventually I'll make my way over to try to overhear what the wizardess is.
Okay, so
saying.
You continue moving around as we lose Cat, and eventually you make it to there. You kind of hear the tail end of their conversation by the time you reach there, and more what you hear is like you hear her say to Morven. She says, "Yes, I don't know. The tower is active again. I was unable to get inside. I could not find the entrance, but something is active there." And Morven and the other guy there, both look concerned as they hear this and kind of look at her for a bit, and then Morven says, "Well, keep us informed of any developments. This is potentially a problem given everything else that is going on currently." And then he kind of moves back off towards the Duchess again. Although he continues past and continues on.
Okay.
As he passes by Rhux, he just nods at him, and then continues over to some food. I'm not going to move him all. Anybody else doing anything? You guys have been at the party for... Sorry, I forgot to turn on the clock. For about 30 minutes now, at this point. Just talking with various people. Maybe, about 30 minutes.
What is the wizardess name?
Myrna Iden.
Erna, okay.
I'm gonna. Well, also, I guess I would have a question about. They took our weapons from us. Where are they? Do I know where they're stored?
They're back at where you entered the entire estate.
Okay, way back.
Way back at the front gate.
Not handy whatsoever. Okay.
Not very handy unless you're like a hexblade or
Gotcha.
have some way of summoning it to your hand, basically.
Accio.
Accio Hamero.
Yeah. That's it. I'll just I'll go around over to Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, as you're kind of moving around, you notice that most of the main nobles that you've seen so far, except for the Duchess doesn't have any overt weapons, but Morvan has a short sword at his waist. The wizard has a staff with her. The Adolfo, when he came in, had a rapier. The two mercenary captains have a weapon, but none of the guild masters that you've met so far have had a weapon. So there's certainly some kind of demarcating line between who gets to keep weapons at this party and who doesn't. So you keep moving around the party. About another 5 minutes later, the steward shouts out again, saying, "May I present Count Fidel Aragon?" And you see this man. His picture. See this man here come down the stairs, move quickly to the Duchess, pay his respects, and actually, he arrives with a young woman. I don't have a picture for her. She's a pretty little thing, but nothing noteworthy about her other than she's a redhead. When they reach the bottom of the stairs, she peels off from him, and heads away towards the right, and he continues to the Duchess. Eventually, Iylis, you notice that woman meet up with Countess Bello,
Gotcha.
and kind of fall into her kind of retinue. Adolfo has been slowly, steadily moving closer and closer to that kind of small group of people. Aragorn speaks with the Duchess for a brief moment. Basically, the gist of it you can already see just by looking at them is a perfunctory "Hi, good to see you. I'm here," and an immediate kind of perfunctory response from the Duchess, and then he heads off and seems to go find food on the left side.
Interesting. Okay.
So I asked Marcus if he's seen anything, and then that is an issue here.
No, not yet. I'm hoping we won't run into any issues. These things always make me nervous. This many people and of high born nobility and less restraint for most of them. I'm going to try to perhaps run into some of the guild. Did you mention a guild member? Did you run into someone, perhaps a merchant's guild or?
I don't think I have. I have.
No, he is. The only two people you've talked to are the mercenaries.
The mercenaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
They're pretty cool.
And I'm going to go and discuss with the sorceress to see if she had mentioned she was handling things, and perhaps we could help with that, or at least find some things out.
So you're going to go talk to
Myrna?
Myrna? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're heading over there. As you're heading over there, at the top of the stairs, you hear a loud get on with it, man, get on with it. And the steward shouts out, may I present Count Prospero Masolino. You guys look up and see a rather large, heavy-set man with 3 different ladies around him, as well as a pair of personal guardsmen. You see this man look up, and I gotta find my directory. Go. He looks like this. He's a bit older than that. It's clear that maybe it's not clear. He's definitely coloring his hair, so he's older than he looks. You can definitely see some wrinkles and things like that, some aged skin. He looks around at he looks around for a bit at the party, nodding at various places as he's looking. If anybody wants to figure out who that is, give me a quick perception check. And then,
I don't mess with jolly tax collectors, thanks.
Me neither.
I'm just asking if you want to figure out where he's nodding to. Then he heads down the stairs straight for the Duchess.
Yeah, I do want to know where he's nodding to.
All right, well, give me a perception check.
I would also, but my screen thingy's not coming up.
I don't know what to tell you. You're just joined now, and then you dropped out. You're having troubles, Kat. Your Zoom keeps dropping out as well, so I'd say it's a computer network issue on your side.
Yeah, I think John needs to restart the router.
What did you get, John? You got a 17.
17.
He nods in turn to this man who you don't know who it is, but this is one of the guys he nods to. He also nods to Adolfo. That one's pretty clear as you kind of look through there. And he also nods to Lord Morven, or Count Morven. Those are the 3 that he seems to nod to.
Was that the assistant who was with the Queen?
That was a guy who was standing next to the Queen and who also went and talked to the wizard.
Okay. I'm going to reboot our router, and so it'll be just a second.
Okay. And note, Morven is a name you've heard before.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna go talk to him actually.
Yeah. So
right. We'll be right back.
Okay. Masolino heads straight for the Duchess after that, and his loud voice can be heard around the garden as he greets her with a kiss on either cheek. Ah, my dear Duchess, it is so good to see you again this evening. Shortly there, and you can see her with a much less loud voice say, yes, for those of you nearby, Dresd'a is kind of close. Yes, it is good to see you, Masolino. And the first thing you hear after that, Dresd'a, is, where are my taxes? And they start talking near the fountain. The two of them do.
So the
Massolino and the Duchess.
is asking for basically payment of the taxes that the Duchess owes.
Prospero Massolino is the tax collector.
Okay.
His people do the tax collecting. So.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Start off my computer here. Anything? August and Dan.
I'm gonna reboot the router. Are you gonna do it or no? Yes or no?
If you're in there now, then no, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm in here, but it's lagging. I mean, I rolled like 3 minutes ago. As soon as I came in, and it just showed up a couple of seconds ago.
Okay.
That's the current spot. What is everybody doing? Well, we kind of wait for Marcus, and Marcus is headed towards the wizard. Aaron, Iylis, you're steadily getting closer to Adolfo, or to Noello. Yep. Did you want to try to speak to Adolfo or not?
Moving up towards Iylis, by the way.
Oh, hey.
What's up, Iylis has kind of moved around towards the top. Like, this doesn't necessarily reflect where everybody currently is. Like, Adolfo has moved around to the north. Is kind of up here. Is kind of moving this way across the north. So you guys have started to move that way. Aaron, if you kind of catch up with Iylis, he is moving
like forward. My new coat. You found anything interesting, Aaron?
Really, just some nice food and drinks.
I'm just following this guy because he seems like the kind of troublemaker that would cause trouble at such a party, perhaps even some heavy drama. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
So I'm just keeping an eye on him. Really, I might join in their crowd and see who's there.
I'll help you out. I don't got much to do.
Cool.
No, you two.
I love snooping on the.
You two definitely stick out like a sore thumb here, guys. So just as an FYI.
I don't know what you mean. My coat is immaculate and
your
amazing.
Coat is nice, but even the minor nobles, the people that you're pretty sure are minor nobles, have more thread count than your current clothing does.
Well, I can't see it because it's kind of dark out. So,
well, there is lighting around the whole thing.
Or gray. I don't know.
As you guys kind of move through there, a traveling lute minstrel kind of comes by and continues to sing a small strum and sing a small song as you go by. You guys close in on Adolfo and his guys. They, as you get a little bit closer, Adolfo kind of just turns on his heel and looks straight at you, Iylis, and says, I'm trying to figure out why you are following me.
Following you? I'm just simply observing the party.
Observing the party, so you say. He puts his hand on.
Would you like me to go the other direction?
On the edge of on the hilt of his rapier, and kind of does the whole thing where he kind of moves it around, and he says,
I do the whole thing where I scrunch my eyebrows at him.
He's like, be careful, lowborn. For no one here will stop me from just putting my blade strictly through you.
You know, he makes fair points, so I'm gonna turn around and go the other direction.
And as you turn around and start heading the other direction, he says, you loudly overhear him say, and that, my gentlemen, is how you make the mice scatter.
I'm not even scattering. I'm just walking in the other direction.
And they all start to kind of like,
don't like this party.
Not currently, not for you. Yes, run, little mouse, run.
I'm gonna go find more like meatballs or whatever hors d'oeuvres.
You're gonna go find some more food. All right.
I'm discouraged.
Aaron, are you going with Iylis?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said mean words.
He wasn't saying them to you. Yeah. You were just saying them to me.
Yeah, but I have the same clothes. So he's probably, if I keep going with him, he's going to say it to me.
He's just an ass looking for a fight.
Yes. He is. Maybe he isn't.
I mean, if I had a sword, I'd love to show him up, but I don't. So
this is true.
I'll just take
so you guys
my.
He's just really, in reality, he's confirming my suspicions about him wanting to fight somebody at any point in time. So,
Marcus, you make it to the wizard. Hylough, you were going to try to catch up with Morven. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so let me start with Marcus, and then we'll catch up with you. Marcus, you make up to the wizard. Myrna kind of looks. Myrna is currently it's talking to that elderly gentleman. Currently, they seem to be talking as you kind of approach and get close enough. They seem to be talking about curriculum, and you're starting to get the feeling that maybe the guy she's talking to might be related to the Academia. You're not 100% sure, but probably.
I'll wait until she's done with the conversation. I won't stand there, and I'll choose the more opportune time when she's not engaged.
Well, I mean, they've been talking pretty much the whole night so far since you've been here. So
okay.
Other than
I'll go ahead and go on up then.
Other than the short time when Myrna was over and spoke to the Duchess briefly, they've been kind of discussing things together the whole night. Approaching, she finally notices. She doesn't notice. The man notices and looks to you and says, one of the honorees for this evening. I am Pero Diaz. I am the Magister at the Academia. And you are?
Marcus Teacher, the Widowmaker. I'm honored to meet your acquaintance.
And I believe you have met the wizard Myrna here, correct?
Yes, yeah.
She nods and says,
that honor.
Yes, we have met multiple times now. How do you like the party? Pero says, how do you like the party so far?
It is exquisite, very well done, and
I'm sure
hopefully it'll stay calm.
I'm sure the Duchess would love to hear that. Why do you think that it would not stay calm?
I just get nervous around this many people. I like to be at sea and amongst my thoughts and the wind. So
I can understand that. I feel the same when I'm with my books. I agree. When I am with my books, I feel the same.
Yes. Well,
I need to get something to drink. Myrna, do you want anything? She's like, no. I wish to keep my wits about me, thank you. And Pero heads off.
My lady Myrna, I apologize for interrupting. I just wanted to speak with you if you had a moment. I overheard you say you have there are other things that have commanded your attention. And I just wanted to make you aware that our crew is going to be sailing shortly, but we are at your bidding. We owe you at least several favors if you need help with those. And
I just pointed you in the right direction. You do not owe me any favors. There's always things that command my attention, sir.
Well, but sometimes there are little things. We are starting in business, so if you need our assistance or if you have some type of something we can do for you.
You kind of say you need our assistance. There's a small, bright smile on her face.
I apologize.
No. I mean, it's just very, very subtle.
Okay. Anything we can do, which is to take off your hands to relieve some of your stress.
Yeah, there's many things going on in Nyarvine at this time. Too many potential threats and potential problems. But I digress. I hope you enjoy the party, and thank you for your offer. If I feel a need for anything, I will alert you. I will get in touch with you in some fashion. Thank you.
Yeah. So when we sailed here from the northern town, which I have my notes and I don't know name. Tyrrax. I did not expect this to be quite as
when you say
exciting.
Tyrrax, she kind of narrows her eyes a little bit and she says, "Came here from Tyrrax."
Yes.
How long ago?
How long's it been in game time? Because
I've lost track too.
Less than a week.
I think it's been around a week at the most.
Yes,
you've been here for 3 or 4 days. So I think it's maybe 5 days at the most. So I just haven't clocked in all the time. But
okay. Well, I'll say around a week. Around a week.
It says, Interesting. Did you notice anything interesting at Rhux, at landing? Anything out of the usual? Anything happen while you were there?
Everything.
Well, I mean, for a small town, it seems that fate has decided to bring a lot of events to our attention. There was a giant rock bird which was slaughtering sheep. Tales of the lighthouse which had a ghost in it, which I heard those tales. I don't know.
When you start speaking about the lighthouse, he says, "Well, what tales did they speak of?"
Oh, that there were ghosts there, and no one could get in or out of it. That people feared to be there, and the keeper there was half mad.
I don't think he's half mad. I spoke with him a couple days ago. He mentioned a small group of people, and now she starts to stare at you intently, had come by few 4 or 5, maybe 6 days ago, interested in the lighthouse. That wouldn't have been you, perchance.
Yes, I'm afraid it is. I'm always after a tale to spin and tell, and
well, he had quite the tale to tell, not to sell, but to tell, of how you guys saw the ghost and that it inhabited one of your own.
There were some events.
Maybe he's drunk, but he seemed very fervent in his belief.
He was fervent, and there were events that I cannot explain. I'm just a humble merchant / sailor
and a
/
skeptic,
assassin / bard / scallywag / whatever class I choose next. But no, it was unusual. It was unusual. One of our compatriots did faint.
So nothing else happened, though.
Nothing actually happened.
You didn't make it inside the tower. Nothing. No lightning strikes or storms or anything while you were there. Which there wasn't.
No. No, okay. There were no storms there or anything.
Interesting. Well, it was worth a shot. Actually,
something suspicious about the power?
Give me a deception check, because I know.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that one.
And she's looking for tells.
Did it roll?
Not seen a roll yet.
Yeah. And that's perception. Why did
it didn't roll because you're not in the actual thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me sign on then.
You're not currently attached, according to you. See.
Yeah, when I rebooted it must have.
Yep.
Like I was on this end, but it didn't reattach.
Yeah. Hylough, get ready with your questions, because we're coming your way here in a minute.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a good way to get into this particular conversation when she was mentioning the tower. So
I know. Now I'll give you a roll. Now you're attached. From the looks of it. There it goes.
Yep.
Ooh. When you hear her say, interesting, it was worth a shot, you get the feeling she's not 100% believing you. But she's not pushing it.
Right. All I could say is there were mysterious things in dreams, and I just don't want to be thought of as someone who tells tales that I can't verify.
Well, I have seen some strange things in my time, but if you feel that what you have seen is foolhardy and an illusion, then fair enough.
Well, thank you. I will, and again, keep my offer in mind.
I will.
And I will walk off. Okay. Seed having been planted. Not sure for good or bad, but
well, you also lied to her, so. Well. Anyway, Hylough, you catch up to Morven as he's taking a couple of those croquettes that Iylis started off with last night, and putting them on a small little plate. He puts one in his mouth just as you get there and starts chewing, and he nods in your direction, and finishes chewing, and he says, You must be one of the... Yes, you are one of the honorees, the one that the Duchess invited. Is that not correct?
Yes, that is correct. I don't think I knew that we were an honoree until we got here.
Well, yeah, the Duchess likes her surprises, it seems. And your name is?
I am Hylough Morbican of the Widowmaker.
And Widowmaker is an interesting name for a ship. I would almost consider it a pirate ship if I didn't know better, having seen you guys.
I would agree. We kind of got saddled with the name. Long story.
This guy called a dungeon master.
You guys didn't give me a name, so I just came up with one. I'm here for. I have nothing better to do, at least for the time being. I'm sure at some point, the Duchess will to speak with me again. But I am so sorry. My name is Franco Moravan, at your service.
And I heard you when you were introduced, and I wanted to come up and introduce myself to you because we have been. Actually, let me remind me. We haven't found his son, right?
No one's found his son.
Okay,
you found some papers that seem to imply his son was taken to Calastria. That is what you found.
Okay, so we have been searching for your son. And a number of other.
That is very kind of you. Is there any particular reason why you've been searching for my son?
Well, the chief constable put us on to this task. We asked if we could help, and we started looking into that.
I thought you were being honored for helping with the Sea Devil problem that we had recently.
Yeah, it kind of all blended together. So we found the Sea Devil problem, and then we went and solved that. And then in the process of that, we found out about all these people that are missing, including your son.
Yes.
And then we went to...
His face hardens a little bit, but more in like, it's like he's remembering something more than what you're saying.
We found out that, Martin Sklar was involved in kidnapping people. Are you aware of that?
I am.
Okay. And
my lieutenant has mentioned it. Okay. I believe you know him. Sev Qin?
Yes. So anyway, I want to express my condolences.
I am mostly just making sure of your credentials. I know exactly who you are. I know exactly what you found.
Okay.
I demand detailed reports from my men. And quite frankly, they have not been doing a very good job in their search. By the way, you guys did see Moravan once. Remember, he was in the office one of those times when you guys went in and was basically chewing out Sev Qin about get me information. So, but you didn't realize, as far as you knew, he didn't notice you or anything like that. But, and I do know of the information that you have found. I was meaning to speak with you, or at least your captain. There's some confusion there. My lieutenant sort of implied that the one named Marcus was your leader, but I've since heard from others that the half-elf has been interviewing people on the ship. It's very strange, but no matter. I would like to invite you to my villa tomorrow. I wish to speak with you about a business opportunity. And it is related to my son.
Okay. Well, we haven't stopped looking for your son in that regard. We don't know what to do next exactly, or what we should do next. But my condolences on the loss or whatever of your son, and we would be glad to come and talk with you. And Marcus, our captain, he's kind of quieter. Aaron, you can talk with him, but Marcus tends to be the mouthpiece of the group.
Okay.
And
mouthpiece is a way to put it. Yeah.
And so he tends to have a lot more to say about, and working deals and things like that. So
fair enough.
It's kind of a team effort for us all.
Mm-hmm. Well, most good crews are a team effort.
Yeah.
Right. Please come by my villa in the morning. And we will discuss business. I don't like to discuss this kind of business at a party like this. There's too many You see him kind of looking around a little bit. Too many ears that might be listening and trying to use information for their benefit.
I understand that. So, do we know where his villa is, or can we do
it? You don't know, but I'm sure you could probably ask somebody.
Well,
or you could ask him if you want.
I thought I'd ask him. So just
he's like, it is on the bluff, and he points towards the across the way, and above on top there's the Academia. It's very obvious that's straight across.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of points more towards south and says, "It is up there. There is a way to get up from the southern side. Just talk to Sev. He can direct you. In fact,
okay.
I'll probably send him to collect you in the morning. Actually,
great. All right. Well, again, it was a pleasure meeting you.
The pleasure is all mine. You guys have uncovered more in 3 days than they did in 2 weeks.
Oh, so Sev is working hard, though. I do know that.
So he says. So he says.
Okay.
He pops another one of the croquettes in his mouth, and you guys have been sort of moving slowly along, and you've reached the drink station. He picks up a glass, kind of tips it in your direction a little bit, and then drinks a little bit out of it. Once you finish the croquette, he says, "My duty calls again. I need to go back to my Duchess.
Right.
But like I said, we will talk tomorrow."
Definitely.
And he starts heading back to the Duchess.
Okay.
About this time. Let's see here. Yes, about this time, the steward announces yet again. He says, "May I present Count Sede Diaz and the Guildmaster of the Dramatica, Marco Iylis." And so the following two people come down. Let me see. The steward announces both. They both kind of prance down the stairs. So let's see here. We'll give you Sergey first. His name is Serge. I don't know how you pronounce it in Spanish because it is a Spanish name as well. But so this is Sergey. And then Marco Iylis is this guy. Now, when you see Marco's skin tone is a ruddy tone. And he's got sort of a very bluish black colored hair. Dresd'a, that does remind you of some stuff. There are definitely people from where you grew up that had a similar kind of coloring. This man is definitely Echinosian. He is not Margali. He is not Searly. He is from the islands of Echinos to the north, which is very, very like Dresd'a. You are from that area. You're just on the northern side. And you know from growing up that the reason for this is that demons and devils, or demons mostly, have raided the Echinosian islands for centuries. Although about 500 years ago it seemed to stop. So there's been but that being said, even in your lifetime, there's been an occasional one that you know of because you lived very close to the rim of the Sithrow Rift. Your fishing village was very near where that rift was, and you've heard tales from your father that even though the large raids stopped about 500 years ago, occasionally there are demons that do raid the outlying islands that are very close to the rift. So it's clear he's an Echinosian to you. These two prance down the stairs. And when they reach the bottom, they both prance down the stairs as many look up to them. There's a smattering of applause as what you notice them wearing is the latest in fashion. So these two seem to be, where the fashionistas of the noble houses from the looks of it. Although Marco is just a guildmaster. He's the guildmaster of the Dramatica, which, from what you can guess, is probably is a guild of playwrights, actors, and musicians. So the two of them come down the stairs. When they reach the bottom, two women approach Sergey Diaz and split him off. And he heads towards the right with them. You guys, who's watching this? If anyone,
I'm watching it.
So am I.
Give me a perception check.
Perception.
Or insight, your choice.
I've got nothing else to do.
Wow.
Marcus, Hylough, Marcus. Yeah, you guys don't really notice anything. But Dresd'a, you notice that there is a very short, brief, pained look on Marco's face as the two women gather up Sergei and lead him off. It's a split second though. It's not very noticeable. Like you barely catch it. But almost immediately after you notice that, Marco turns and looks to the top of the stairs as the steward announces Electra Brevik, the guild mistress of the Anvil. And you guys see this person. Well, you see this dwarf. Electra Brevik is a dwarf. She kind of looks.
Where's her beard?
She's a dwarf.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a beard. She looks over the crowd for a little bit. Her eyes settle upon what you originally think is the Duchess, and she starts purposely, heading down the stairs with a purpose, straight towards the Duchess. But at the last second, she turns and continues past and heads towards the group of Aiden and Diaz. Pero has come back and is talking with the wizard again, and she heads towards them, and they start talking. Marcus, you're still kind of close by. You overhear her say, she walks up to Aiden, to Myrna, and she says, "You and I need to talk, mistress. Zilston has requested a most strange thing. He needs some kind of identifying detector at the front gates of the Emporium. I guess some group of people brought in cursed items again, and he wants some way to detect it on entry. If he wasn't such a good salesman and didn't bring in so much money for the guild, I would tell him to fuck off. However, I cannot.
I will turn my back and be inconspicuous on this one.
And she said, and so I need your help in trying to enchant a couple of items that will be able to do this with your help. And they start to get into details about how this might work and that sort of stuff as time moves on.
Well, at least,
yeah, go ahead.
Not everybody likes the salesman. I get that. Definitely.
At that point, Pero seems to head off, and after a little bit, you notice he has joined up with Count Sergei Diaz. Now the name Pero Diaz kind of makes sense. He's older than the Count, so you're not sure if maybe he's an uncle or something of that nature. Maybe, yeah, probably an uncle, given the fact that he doesn't look old. He looks old enough to be his father, but you don't get the feeling that they are father and son.
They're not father and son.
Yeah. At the same time, Morven makes it back to the Duchess, who is currently having a discussion with Messalino, which, since you've kind of walked away, Marcus, and Dresd'a, you're still kind of over there. The content of their conversation seems to be, well, initially, Dresd'a, you would have heard this because you were kind of close to their initial conversation of the Duchess and Messalino. That conversation was kind of, the gist of it was that she was sort of giving Messalino a rundown of the current embargo on the Westerly Kingdom. You get the feeling that it's been relatively ineffective, that the Westerly barons are still obtaining some of their items that they need primarily from Calastria in this case, and that the Echinosian Senate, so from that the Echinosian Islands are a series of city-states that all have their own Senate, but the Senate of the main island of Echinos is what she's talking about, and she mentions that you overhear her mention that they voted to provide ships for a blockade of Calastria, but that is contingent on Margali League providing ships as well. They also seem to talk about that piracy is up a bit, as they see an opportunity to relieve ships and sell to the barons, smuggle it into the Searly Kingdom and sell to there for a good markup. And that there is some, as Moravan is approaching, they kind of hit the point where Massolino and her are kind of theorizing that maybe there is some kind of leak somewhere, because the pirates seem to know how to avoid the protective net that the Margali League is, or Margali Navy is providing. And about that time, Moravan gets up to there. Massolino and Moravan shake hands and speak for a little bit, kind of catch up. And then they start talking about that pirate activity at length. Are you going to sit there and continue to try to eavesdrop? I mean, they are paying you no mind, so you can if you want, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm nosy.
Yeah, that's fine. And Marcus, you're kind of around there too, so you're starting to hear some of this.
Okay. I'll keep an ear out.
Yeah.
Actually, definitely when I hear what it's about, so I'll kind of move closer.
Massolino, over the course of this conversation, Massolino suggests sending some people to Escala to see if they can find out more about the pirate movements and how they know where to strike. You get the feeling from Franco, he seemed lost in thought for a moment, and then he says that he's like, if there really is a spy of some sort, then we're really sending somebody in there in sort of a suicide mission, depending on if they're found out from the get-go. At that point, Massolino loudly says, and loudly meaning it's very clear to hear, he loudly says, "How would anyone but us know?" And it's Franco just stares at him for a moment before Massolino starts laughing, just laughs out loud. That seems to end the discussion right there. And at that point, Massolino kind of begs off and starts heading out. And you see him after a bit head down and find one of the food places. And as he kind of gets away from the Duchess, almost immediately, like 10 people kind of surround him and start talking with him. I mean, clearly he is somebody of importance. I mean, he is a tax collector, or at least he runs the tax collector. So, what are you guys doing at this point? Are you doing anything?
I don't know. We're just waiting for some action.
I don't
know.
I'm trying to give you idea. I'm trying to give you a little bit of flavor of the politics and stuff like that. But you guys can always.
I can go up and let's see. So Diaz was that military and wizardry? Is that what they're?
Well, the Academia is a school of military and wizardry. Yes. But Diaz doesn't look like he's a military man. He looks like he looks like a bookish man, actually. And the Count looks like a fop. Let's be honest. He looks like a young man who's maybe no more than 18. Dressed to the nines. He's dressed very well. But as you kind of watch him move around with the two women, you see him pick a glass off of a waiter's plate tray, down it in one gulp and put it back, and then pick up another one and continue walking. You notice that he's drinking pretty heavily.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to do. Anybody else want? Cole, you want to do something? I mean,
Iylis,
Iylis and Aaron.
Well, I was kind of thinking about making my way over to the wizard lady.
Okay. As you're kind of moving over to that way, you notice a commotion over in the northwestern corner. It seems that Adolfo has finally made it to Nuella Bello. And you don't know what their initial conversation was because you guys are pretty far away. But you hear her shout, "No, sir," and slap him across the face.
Nice.
Across the face, and then says, "Grow up." She literally says, "Grow up. Someday you will be the Count's, and this is unacceptable behavior." She turns on her heel, and and heads away from Adolfo, who's very red-faced, and he's kind of gripping his rapier. Again, sort of the way he was doing it when you were there. Kind of, it's there, and he's kind of moving it around like he wants to pull it out. A few people around him are looking a little shocked, and but then they kind of like, no, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. You get the feeling that they're kind of trying to hold him from doing something that. And he doesn't, but he doesn't do anything. However, at about that same time as those guys in his posse are calming him down, that is when Sergei Diaz kind of gives within, kind of walks by with those two women, and Adolfo just shakes his head, grabs one of the women, and just plants a kiss on her full in the mouth. She kind of shocks for a moment and then kind of relaxes into it. It's kind of a little weird. And Sergei doesn't seem to notice or even seem to mind. And once he's done kissing her, Adolfo just laughs, and it turns to Sergei and says, "You're just a joke. We all know that these women are for show." And Sergei kind of looks at him and says, "You're not for show." And then Sergei awkwardly kisses the woman that's still with him. And the group, Adolfo and the group around him, just start laughing and giggling. And Sergei turns red and kind of slurs his thing. He says, "Do not besmirch my honor. Where is my sword?" Adolfo just smiles at him for a moment and says, "You're not worth my time. You're such a joke that it is not even worth my time to duel someone so clearly inept." Sergei does eventually start to pull his rapier. He has one on his side, starts trying to pull it from his side. And about that time, Pero Diaz shows up next to him and kind of puts his hand on his hand, holding it in place. And you can see they kind of speak under their breath for a moment, before Pero basically says, "My apologies, sir. It believes my nephew has had too much to drink. If you would just excuse us, please." And they kind of head away with Adolfo and his crew kind of laughing again as they kind of head away from Adolfo and those guys and off to one side.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely staying away from him.
He's an awful person. Cool.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I turn to somebody who looks like they might be in the know and come to these things a lot. I ask him, why does he get invited?
The person kind of looks at you for a minute and is like, kind of like, "Who are you?" And then they kind of like, "He is the Count to be."
What does he count?
You need to be careful because these guys do duel on a dime. So
what does he count?
He's the Count to be. You saw the old man. That is his grandfather. When he passes, he becomes Count Zanetti.
Okay.
Okay.
Count Zanetti is well-known house in the city.
The farming and sugar house?
Yes, they control much of the sugar exports.
Okay. I like sugar. just curious.
As does many. As your conversation is ending, the person kind of looks at you like, "Who the heck are you, and why don't you know these things?" You guys hear the steward announce yet again actually two people in this case. He announces Count Raphael de Vesci, followed shortly by Lord Captain Amlad Morris. De Vesci, like this. And he immediately comes down the stairs and heads straight for the Duchess. Lord Captain Amlad Morris is the first person at this party other than Rhux, and Aaron, who is non-human, and a couple other people. A couple of your party.
Is
he is a half orc.
Mark Ruffalo's Hulk?
No, he is a half orc as he comes down. He also is announced as the Guild Master of the Silver Ring.
Silver Ring.
See,
Yeah, I will. Well, Never mind.
The Veshi heads down and immediately starts speaking with the Duchess and greets her, and then he turns and speaks to Franco Morvan. The Lord Captain Morris heads to the left and follows immediately into a discussion with Salomon Valen from the Iron Phoenix. And at that point, Jimena Sanchez approaches again and starts talking with him. Nobody's close by, so you don't know what their discussion is. Anything you guys are doing at this point?
I'm going to go to Iylis and mention to him that they are very curious about the tower, and we probably should not say anything about that yet. Do we know anything? Just that there was an event, and maybe it's a knowledge we could use later to earn favor.
I see.
Dresd'a's thinking that dude in the silver armor is looking quite handsome, and she wants to go persuade him to dance with her.
Okay, so you're going to head over and start. All right, as you approach them, he's talking with the two mercenary captains. As you approach them, you overhear them talking about, it seems Morris is offering them some kind of job opportunity. You get the feeling, and Salomon is interested as you're approaching. He's like, yes, I would be interested in that. Some of my men could easily be used to strengthen those defenses. Jimena, at the same time, though, is kind of like, She's like, what is the valor and the gallantry in just being a god? And you can see Morris stiffen a little bit as you get a little closer, but he seems to bite his tongue and says, no. Supporting the city is the most valorous thing you can do. Keeping it safe from all of the enemies. And as you get closer, you can see her start to think about it a little bit. About this point, though, you're close enough that they notice you and they kind of turn and kind of look at you expectantly because they don't know who you are.
So I'll briefly introduce myself, and I came over here to see if I could persuade you for a dance and maybe some small talk.
Morris says, I'm possibly, madam. Right now I am trying to discuss business with these two fine captains. Maybe in 10 minutes?
Certainly.
I will meet you by the fountain.
Okay.
Do you want to stick around and just listen to their conversation, or are you going to head over?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to get my eye full of that eye candy.
Okay. The gist of what their conversation is it seems like, given the recent Sea Devil attacks, Lord Captain Morris is trying to bolster the defenses in various places around the city. And so he is leaning, since he doesn't have the men currently, he is trying to hire mercenaries to take up some of those positions while he trains new men. You also get the feeling that the Silver Ring Guild is the guild of watchmen.
Okay.
Who watches the watchmen? No, that's trademarked. I can't say that.
Watches the watchmen.
Did he mention how much it would pay and how long the assignment would be for?
No, this seems to be more of the initial discussion. He's trying to gauge interest.
Okay.
As you kind of that takes about 5 minutes. As you're starting to wait for him to kind of be done and start to think about heading towards the fountain, up towards the northwest where Sergei and his uncle are, you guys hear an outburst from Sergei where he says, "I will no longer live lest lie, uncle," very loudly. And you hear a "shh, boy," from Pero, and then everything goes very low. Like you'd have to be almost right next to them to hear what their discussion is. That being said, you guys do, a couple who look over at the outburst do notice that Marco Iylis, the guildmaster of the Dramatica, is nearby and looks very concerned. As you head towards the fountain, Lord Captain Morris turns and says, Madame, if we could go to the fountain and we will discuss a dance. As you kind of are heading that way, you notice that Count Aragon seems to be talking to the Duchess. She frowns a little bit and says, I understand. We do not want you to be sick. And Aragorn, or Fidel is his first name, says, yes, my lady, your highness, I am so sorry that I am unable to stay any longer. And he bows and then heads out and heads up the stairs and seems to be leaving the party. Shortly thereafter, as you guys get to the fountain, Hylough and Marcus, you notice that, and Iylis, because you've been kind of following her a little bit, you notice that Countess Bello is also heading out of the garden. However, she doesn't say anything to the queen or to the Duchess. She just leaves.
Is that common? Is the court procedure to say goodbye to the hostess?
You're not sure.
Okay.
You can try to give me a history check.
Oh yeah, most historical people.
But you're not really, you're not nobility, so you're not 100% sure. But
you could ask me.
You get a 20.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
That's
not
far
sure.
from a 20.
You're not sure. You saw one person do it and one person didn't of the counts, right. Of the noble houses. So
did I see any body language between them, like they were made meet?
Say that
like
again?
They were meeting eyes. Like she was meeting eyes with him, like they were planning this?
No. You don't know.
Okay.
Like, he's already gone when she leaves. Like, she leaves like 2
okay, so it's nothing.
Later. She leaves a couple minutes later.
Okay.
Coincidence, probably. You reach the fountain with Lord Captain Morris, Dresd'a. What small talk do you wish to do? He is wearing like a full breastplate. Like, he is in what would probably be considered his ceremonial dress, which still includes a full-on breastplate. So he's armored up.
Wow, you're really dressed to the nines. And are you expecting trouble? So much armor.
No. This is my dress uniform, my lady. I must always present the best foot forward for the silver ring. One will never know when one is needed to watch over others. And you notice at this point he nods towards the one guy who's been kind of hovering about 30 foot away from the Duchess that you guys noticed the first night, who I said was Captain Leandro Arbati. And he says, he notices your kind of puzzled look as he nods over there, and he says, that is the captain of the Queen's personal guard. Just professional courtesy.
I see. So how do you bathe in that thing?
I do not bathe in it, miss. And a little bit of very touch of color goes to his cheeks. Very touch.
Wow.
You notice him kind of look quizzically at Captain Arbati, or Abadi, not Arbati. I keep on calling him Arbati, but it's Abadi. And looking over there, you see the captain is kind of looking around, kind of a little bit, and suddenly, several bursts of dark smoke happen around the garden as several people pop out of these bursts of smoke. Let's see if I can make this work.
Oh, good, a show.
As several people pop out of these, and sometimes on top of people, it seems, because I set this up in one way. And they look like the following. One of them looks like this. And the rest of them are kind of dressed sort of like this.
They have all their weapons and everything?
They have weapons and everything. And you see our body shout, Ambush! Protect the Duchess! We're going to go into initiative because there is now an attack happening at the party.
Oh, man. Rude people.
All right.
We're having a great time.
I need to add you guys to...
I wasn't even done eating food, you know.
Sorry.
Oh, man. I was just getting started on my flirt.
I know.
There's a lot of people here.
There's a lot of people here. This is probably gonna last into the next session, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
You gotta get through everybody.
Well, I'm not gonna put all the nobles and stuff in. I'm just gonna assume that they all go at the very end.
What?
But anyone who has a weapon to the list.
You see me, I make a movement like I'm drawing a bow, and all of a sudden a quiver and a bow appears out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere.
Watch out.
Out of thin air. Did I just roll a 1?
You might have. I don't know. I'm still rolling all of the hunters and all of the...
Somehow I have a 17.
Nice.
There's so many dice.
I can't catch up to see what you actually rolled, Kat.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Congratulations. You go last.
Does that mean I trip on my skirt?
No.
Or my heels?
Okay, I think everybody's rolled dice.
Wow,
this
that's a
is
lot.
probably the largest
I remember the
fight
days
we've ever
when
had.
Everybody, when like groups of enemies had one dice roll.
Yeah.
Well, technically I could do that, but then I'd rather do it interspersed because you guys it's already going to be hard enough with all the other people that are going to be running around and screaming.
That's true.
And everything else, so at least giving you guys a chance to do something before other things. All right.
So are we in our places that where we are when this happens?
Well, so Marcus is not quite right. You would have been around here somewhere. Dresd'a is up here by the thing, and I need to move Amlad to you. So you guys are probably about right here by the fountain. Hylough, you were over here because you were getting food. Iylis and Aerra, you guys can put yourself where you want to be. Rhux has been hanging out by the pool here because nothing better.
Pretty sure.
Praedyth is
like
merged with his
here.
bird and is flying around. So
where did they
merge with the birds?
Yep.
So where did they come in at?
They literally just appear out of puffs of smoke.
And is it those 6 people with
it's more than 6 people. It's like 17 people.
Oh, are they the hunters?
They're the hunters, and with one main guy right here.
Okay. All right.
The rest of them are all kind of with crossbows and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
There's a lot of guys. This is going to be a very long battle. Unless you guys
we don't have our weapons.
Unless you guys can figure out how to start it off. All right, here we go. Get ready to be in combat. All right, so let me change the combat. All right, so one of these hunters up here, this one kind of moves up a few spots and then just kind of stays there. Next hunter here, yeah, that guy stays where he's at, and he shoots she shoots a crossbow at one of these guys here that's around Adolfo. Do a quick.
Wait, who am I nearby?
You're kind of over by a hunter. You're near Messalino.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He fires a crossbow, and he unfortunately, I believe, misses. Or maybe not. No, he hits. And one of these guys just goes down immediately. Just crossbow bolt through the
no.
Through the
innocent civilian.
Adolfo kind of spins around as that happens. Let's see here. Defeshi. is with the queen, or the duchess. I keep calling her a queen, but she's a duchess. He pulls out a scimitar, and moves into a defensive position in front of the duchess, and that's all he does. Salomon over here pulls out a short sword, and attacks one of the hunters that's in front of him. In fact, he attacks him multiple times. First one misses, so he uses an attack to pick up his weapon because he rolled a 1. He rolls the second attack, which also misses because I'm having a great day so far. And a third attack, which actually hits and takes down the hunter. So,
wow.
That's the end of that one. The guild mistress of the anvil, she pulls out a wand and points it at this guy here and fires it and hits him. And the magic missiles hit him, and this may take less time than I thought, and take him down. Morris says, "Get behind me, miss," and pulls out his longsword, and then heads towards this hunter over here, where he swings at the hunter. And hits, taking out that particular hunter as well. And now it is your turn, Iylis.
Cool. So I've got this guy right here and this guy right here, right by me. It's like,
yes, you have a couple guys. You have a guardsman here, and then there's a hunter here and a hunter here.
I'm gonna go ahead and
there's one like
missile.
literally 5 feet from you, 10 feet from you.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back up a little bit, and then I'm gonna magic missile him.
Okay.
Do I have to?
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your magic missiles all strike him and take him out.
Man, these guys aren't that tough.
Oh, don't worry. More of them will show up.
Oh, no. I spoke too soon.
Anything else?
No, that is going to be all.
Okay, Marcus, you're up.
Is there someone where to hide in these purple
No, they're not really bushes. They're flowers and stuff like that. I mean, not really a place to hide. Where you're at, there's not really any place to hide other than maybe on the other side of the fountain. But there's hunters over there too.
Okay. So I will go.
If you're a halfling, you could try to hide behind some people, but
right. And the Duchess is towards the top, right?
Oh, Duchess is literally right here. That is the Duchess, right there.
Where is she? Okay.
Oh,
close by then. I'm gonna go to the. Are there any rocks or stones or anything in the water?
Unfortunately, no.
Wow.
I mean, they keep it clean. It's a nobleman's place.
Maybe there's a frog. You could pick up a frog and sling a frog.
There aren't any in the fountain, but if you give me a quick perception check, maybe you'll find one on the ground as you're moving.
Okay. Persuade you to.
You can't persuade
rocks.
Perception.
No, I know.
Yeah, you're able to find a couple.
Okay. I'll pick up a couple rocks and get my sling out, and then I'll do a hide action for what it's worth.
Okay.
I mean, I can't really hide, but I'll hide from the other side from the east side of the map behind that bush, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. Ivor, way up here, looks a little bit flummoxed, and he moves towards the guardsman here. He's like, sir, please, this man over here, he's attacking people, please help. And then this hunter down here moves up to here and covering kind of this end. He shoots at this guard. Ooh, and he hits said guard for quite a bit. He takes out the guard as a crossbow bolt hits him in the neck, and he just goes down. Hylough, you're up.
Okay,
Hylough,
so
I just accidentally killed you. Hylough, let me
oh my goodness.
Hylough, you're up.
Let's see. All right, the guards are they're good guys, we think, right? It's
They should be.
The hunters are the problem, right? So
hopefully they're good.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. All right, so I'm going to.
You just saw one of the silver armored guys just go down. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to dink, and I'm going to grab this guy.
All right, give me a strength check.
And choke him and kill him with my bare hands.
Ooh.
Good strategy.
Ish.
All right, she's gonna use, or guy's gonna use this, and fails. So you grab him.
Man.
You grabbed him.
Nice job.
And I'm going to maneuver so that he's my shield.
Okay.
From any oncoming.
All right.
Take his weapon. Take his weapon.
Marco.
Yeah.
Who's all the way over here.
Good idea.
Moves over and tries to start protecting Diaz. Actually, what does he do? He actually kind of moves away from the hunter there with a defensive action with his hands up saying, "Don't hurt me, don't hurt me." The hunter here, who's the hunter who is right next to him, seems to ignore him and instead fires crossbow at the wrong thing, at this particular guard. And hits. Almost killing him, but not quite. At this point, Myrna looks around. Let's see, what's she gonna do? She pulls out a wand, and she fires it. This.
Oh, cool.
So lightning bolt comes flying through. That being said, it killed a couple guys who it shouldn't have killed because you see the lightning bolt come out of the wand and bend around people as it hits as it goes after these other two hunters.
Oh, she's a sorceress.
No, she's got a wand. So these guys shouldn't have died. They're not actually dead.
Okay.
She's an evoker. She can bend elements.
Oh, gotcha. Those aren't sorcery points?
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's just a part of her powers.
I like the effect there. That's very cool.
Okay. So that's that. That was her turn. We head on to the next turn, which is Hunter. Of course, that should have went away, but template. Yes. Okay. This hunter here fires at this guard. Make sure I'm not firing at two guards. All right. Misses that guard. This hunter here fires at Dresd'a. Hit by a light crossbow and can use a reaction. Disrupt magic you can't do. What? Oh. I must have had somebody else accidentally targeted. Alright, so you get hit by... I hit 2 people? Oh.
Yeah.
This guy was hit. Okay, so undo that one for that guy. Okay. Somehow I didn't realize I still had him selected. Alright, so you get hit by a crossbow bolt, Dresd'a.
Okay. Ouch.
It hurts. It does a decent amount of damage. And now this hunter here fires at this guy. It's another nobleman goes down. Oh,
actually a noblewoman.
Noblewoman doesn't quite go down. All right, so we move on to the next set of people. Sister pulls out a short sword, I think. Yes. And she goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. She gets to there. Massolino is right here.
Mussolini.
He kind of moves into behind one of these statues as quickly as he can.
Smart man.
Hunter shoots at Rhux. Yeah, he shoots at Rhux. And I believe it's... Indeed he does for a lot of damage, 17 points. Praedyth continues to fly around and lands here, we'll say. And turns back into his normal form. So that'll be the end of his turn. Monica tries to just get behind here. Adolfo's turn. Adolfo pulls out his rapier and closes on this hunter here and attacks it. With the rapier. He hits and takes that one out. Okay. The Archbishop gets surrounded by his guys and just starts chanting and praying. Please deliver us, Saint Sansa, from these attackers on upon the helm of the Duchess. And that's kind of what he says. Aaron, you're up.
Right. Let's do some punch. All right. Target. And then we do. And they're not like an unarmed strike action.
Unfortunately.
What's unarmed? 1d.
It's a d20 to roll.
1d20 plus
1d2. Well, it's 1 point plus your strength modifier.
Yeah.
d20 plus your strength plus proficient. You'd be proficient in unarmed strikes.
This guy's gonna get a whooping.
Well, no, he's not.
Oh my
you
gosh.
missed.
Okay, I have another attack. I have another one. Never fear. The whooping is here.
14, I think, still misses.
Oh, come on.
Yes, no, that's you. I just clicked on you, sorry. 14 still misses.
Ah, that's embarrassing.
All right, are you done?
Just went on this whole spiritual journey and everything.
Are you done, sir?
Let me see. Yes.
Okay. Captain Abadi comes forward, pulling out a sword, and gets in front of the Duchess, protecting her as well. This hunter here. This hunter. Let's see here. This hunter sees Praedyth rematerialize and actually attacks him.
Well, that's just rude.
Yeah.
But misses, because that was a pathetic roll. I think he misses.
He aimed high.
He misses. All right. Next hunter is this one. Who's he going for? He's going to shoot this guard. Or they are going to shoot the guard. I believe hits. And that guard dies. All right, now the main guy, the big guy, shouts. He says, "Your wizards and sorcerers must kneel before the Church of Seer. Give them to us, and you will live." And then he does a
Fireball for irony.
Oh no! He pulls out a wand. You laugh.
Does all
he pulls out a wand and drops a fireball on the wizard.
Nice. I figured he wouldn't want to for his magic.
Oh,
So much damage.
It's a blood hunter.
It's a blood hunter.
Ah, they're assholes.
And a whole bunch of people die.
Oh no. Dresd'a, Marcus, get out of there.
Rhux.
Yeah, maybe.
Rhux like, whoa. And comes up and attacks this guy. So Rhux, I need to look at his features again. Rhux is gonna use a bonus action to I believe channel. No, it's an action to channel the divinity for that. No, bonus action. He's going to use this, which is the Fury of the Tides, which means he'll get extra damage, and then he gets 2 attacks. He's going to attack with his trident once. That's going to be a hit.
He has his trident on him?
Oh no, he doesn't. You're correct.
All right.
No, you're right. Which means he's only.
It's ornamental, right?
Yeah, no.
He pulled it out of a statue.
Which means he's going to do 4 points is what he's going to do. Plus, though, he gets his Fury of the Tides, which does, so he gets 4 plus his charisma modifier. So 4 plus 3, so he does 7 points of damage to the Blood Hunter. So he almost does as much as I had, quite frankly. Just not quite. Diaz over here pulls out his rapier and tries to defend himself. All right, so he's going to attack this hunter here with disadvantage, unfortunately. He never gave him a weapon. That's how terrible I am. Or good. I believe that's with advantage. Yeah. But he still hits. The drunk Sergey still hits. All right. That hunter's dead. This hunter's dead. Or no, this hunter is not dead. This one is the one that Hylough's got a hold of. You grappled him, but that doesn't mean he can't pull out his weapon and attack you. He pulls out It's rapier. He pulls out a dagger. Just gotta fight.
I'm waiting for somebody else to come over and stab him from.
Well, there's a lot of people here, so. All right, so he attacks you with this dagger. That is a 16. Which misses because you have armor on, but do you have armor on?
I don't know.
What's your armor that you had?
I had chainmail. I had a chain stuff.
That's nice and flashy.
Yeah, it's on. I'll let it be on. It's fine. This hunter is dead. Arrow. Arrow's like, oh, Sergei, do not do this. Do not do this. And then he looks around and attacks this hunter with a firebolt. He misses dramatically. Okay. Now there's this hunter. We're almost through one round. This hunter here sees his quarry and attacks Iylis. And he attacks Iylis with advantage.
What?
How's that, Paul?
So it didn't do what it was supposed to do. Oh, you get hit. Iylis, you take 9 points of damage. No. As this guy hits you.
How dare he?
Oh, wait. Have I been bad? Have I been dumb and not been giving them... Oh, no. It's one melee and one rage, so it's fine.
Well, if he wants to slash at the bystanders, he can.
That's that one. Dresd'a. Finally, we get to you. After you get fireballed and shot by a crossbow bolt.
Still alive, thankfully.
You are still alive.
Oh, Rhux, you screwed this up for me. All right, I get a sneak attack because I'm bound to Corsair.
Yes.
So
as long as there's somebody next to him, yes.
Yep.
Which
Targeting him.
Right, well, remember to target him.
First, I'm going to use my minor spirit to do a chill attack on him. So I'll have to move.
Yeah, you'll have to move a little bit, I think, like 10 feet or something.
Yeah.
You move forward into the past the charred bodies of some noblemen and women.
Okay.
Luckily, it just missed the Countess. Not that I was trying to avoid that. It's just he was after the wizard.
Okay. That. And targeting him.
Yeah, so target him. Do alt click.
Alt click?
Yeah, that targets.
Oh, alt.
There you go.
Wait.
You got him targeted.
And minor spirit.
Roll
and chill. Sorry, that's
yeah.
Chill guy. Chill guy is this thing.
Which unfortunately will miss. Yeah, it does.
Okay,
miss.
Then I shall target him with. How's your dex, Rhux?
Rhux is not here, remember? So it's
and he's not here.
And he's not here, but his dex is his dump stat, so it's 8.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just use the regular. This is gonna be the one that's gonna use the sneak attack.
Okay.
And since I have 2 bound spirits, I get 2d6 sneak attack damage.
Okay.
Rochambeau.
Rochambeau.
There it is.
That misses. Unfortunately.
I want to do over.
You want to do over?
want to do over because I want to hit him.
You have inspiration points if you want to waste it on that.
Can I do that inspiration?
Your
You can do a hero point to re-roll a die, yes.
Okay. I would like to do that to re-roll.
All right, so you're using a hero point.
Did it work this time?
It shows you as rolling the die twice.
No.
That's weird.
It's totally weird.
There's one hits and one misses.
Yeah. I don't know which one it is because it's showing it as.
I know which one it is. If you want to ask,
I would like the one that hit, please.
Well, I understand that, but that's not showing up. It's showing the one that missed is the thing that's showing up. And it's not showing that any damage was applied. So I think something just happened weirdly. According to this, you got an 8 with your second roll.
It also says I'm not proficient with my longbow. That's not correct.
Proficiency was applied. +2 +4. Your proficiency is +4. I don't think that not proficient is.
No, that +4 is from my charisma. +2 is from my archery style. And I should have my proficiency, which is proficiency +2. So it should be +8 to the attack.
Either way,
it's
still not going to hit. But
yeah, no, I know. I'm just thinking for future. What? I thought we solved that last time.
Well, you probably don't have it. You don't have it. You've probably clicked on it and made it so it's not proficient again. Details. You used a longbow, correct?
Proficient thing.
Yeah, you just wasn't. You didn't have it turned on. That's all.
All right, still didn't hit.
Yeah, even with +2, you're still not going to hit. Unfortunately, it goes wide. Are you done?
I moved. I did a bonus and I did an attack. Okay. And yep.
All right. The Duchess kind of ducks down behind the guys that are around her. Moravan, who he's in the wrong spot. He should have been back here with the Duchess. Also gets into a defensive position around the Duchess. And that is finally the end of the round. We head back to the top.
Wow.
Well, we hit the end of the round. This guard, 1, 2, 3.
It only took like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fast. Gets to there. This guard, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna tackle some of these guys here in a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. This one. Let's come to this one. 1, 2. Yeah, goes to there. This one goes to here. This one goes to this one. All right. Yeah. This guy. 6. And can't stop there, but he can be there. All right, so this guy is going to attack here with a mace and miss. Drop his mace. As you know, that's the way that works. This guy's going to attack here with his mace. Oh, he might have actually hit. There goes that 100 down. So this guy would have then went over here, and it's fine. That would have been too far anyway. This hunter is going to attack this guy, or this mace. This is, oops. This one here is going to attack the guard with advantage. think that's advantage. Yeah? Yes, K high. And that guy goes down, Hylough, in your hands. This guy continues on to this way, about there. This guy attacks this one. Misses. This one attacks this one. Hits. That guy goes out. And that's everybody. Now, several, and I do mean several, guests start running towards the south. So there are people running now in here. Any movement that you wish to try to do is going to count as double if you are in any of this or this side. If you get into the center here, you're fine. There's not as many people. But any of the outside stuff, basically, it's considered difficult terrain at this time.
People are moving through.
That being said, I need to do one more thing, which is more of these hunters arrive. As you see more poof,
And
poof,
Poof.
poof, poof, poof. Then two more in here. Poof, poof. Very quickly them to the. Of course, I don't know which ones I missed, which is great. That one's new. That one's new. It's new. Wait. Should be one more here. All right, here we go. This guy goes. So this one fires at this guard. Fortunately misses. This one here sees you, Marcus, and fires at you.
Okay. Do I get cover for the wall?
There's no wall.
Is that even a wall?
No, there's no wall.
Okay, well, it's open.
It's like a very low kind of it's sort of like an infinity pool kind of thing. It's not very tall.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he does hit, but doesn't do a lot of damage.
That's good.
This hunter here shoots at Iylis because, let's be honest, Iylis is their quarry.
All right, wait a minute.
But misses. This hunter here pulls out a rapier and attacks you, Aaron. Note, for those of you who do not have weapons, you do see rapiers on the ground where some of these hunters have dropped.
I'm
That's
getting
what I'm
getting them. That's my next move.
Right.
And crossbows too, right?
And crossbows as well. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So where you see dead bodies, you'll have to, like, some of these dead bodies are not hunters. So, in fact, what I will do is I will hide the ones that are not hunters, so you don't have to worry about.
Yes, please. Or guards. Guards can have weapons too. Actually, what do the guards have?
You hid me.
I know. Unfortunately, you're in my way for trying to hide the other guy. They have maces.
You can make me invisible. That's okay.
No, I can't.
So I got a feeling I'm about to die.
Oh. All right, there we go. That's everybody who's not a hunter. So everybody. Oh, that's not true. This guy here. Actually, this guy I'll leave up because that's a guard. So in theory, you could go get a mace from him. Okay. Count Raphael Deveshi strides forward and engages the Blood Hunter. He can do multi-attack. He can do how many attacks? 2 attacks with the scimitar. He dashes forward, makes 2 attacks with his scimitar on the Blood Hunter guy. Hits once, and then makes another attack. Misses that one, and then he seems to be really quick. He uses his bonus action to disengage and go back.
Nice.
So there's that guy. Salamon, where is he? He's right here. He comes up to this hunter right here and attacks. He also, I believe, gets multi-attack. He has 3 attacks with his short sword. So he makes 1 attack on this guy, drops his sword, uses his bonus action to pick it up, makes a 2nd attack, hits, and takes him out. And then continues moving. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gets to there. All right, this hunter here. Let's see here. Shoots at Myrna. Crossbow. Ooh, that's gonna hit. Myrna takes some damage. She's still up. Electra uses that lovely wand of magic missiles again, and takes out another hunter. All right, this hunter here shoots at, who's this? It's a hunter. Shoots at a guard. Sorry guys, this is just a big battle on purpose.
Okay.
Hits the guard but doesn't take him out. Amlad Morris moves from one hunter to the next and attacks him with his longsword and just eviscerates him as he plunges it through and continues on to the next one and swings again with his longsword and plunges it through that guy. You have 3 attacks because this could be hilarious. Yes, he does. So he's moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swings a 3rd time as he just goes, and through these guys.
Oh,
Amlad is a pretty strong dude. Iylis,
Yeah,
you're up.
badass.
Cool. First thing, do I recognize the garb of these hunters?
The first time somebody's actually asked about it. Give me a perception check.
I don't.
You don't.
I can't.
No. You
get a
just
good
don't
look
notice
at it.
something. You see the garb is sort of black leathers, darkened kind of stuff. They got hoods and stuff like that. Although, but none of the hoods have fallen. Well, that's not true. The hunter on the ground that's next to the one that's up to the south of you, the hood has fallen back, and you see a golden torque with lions' heads.
Oh no!
These are very clearly members of the Inquisition.
The Church of Seer.
Mm-hmm. It is your turn.
No fun. Second question: how deep is the
About 3 feet.
pond thing?
Maybe 2 feet. It's not that deep.
Okay, so would I be like encumbered to run through it?
Yeah, I mean it's still 2 feet. It would still be difficult terrain.
Yeah.
So if you were to go from where you're currently at over into here, for instance, oops, wrong thing. Into here, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Got it.
Because remember, right now there's people streaming past you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pull out my magic missile wand.
Okay.
And ding. and use it on that guy.
Use it on the big guy.
That guy dead though.
He's out.
And then I'm gonna keep moving south.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's as far as you can go.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Yeah. I figured I can only go 3, but yeah.
Yeah, not very far. Marcus.
Yeah, so we'll go.
You're fine unless you move to the outer edge. So you can
1,
do full movement.
2, 3. Is Dresd'a is not adjacent, is she?
No, you'd have to move
No,
up one.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to hit him with the sling.
All right.
I have no idea if the sling's set up correctly, so we will find out. I just dragged and dropped it when I got it.
Yeah, it should be fine. Most of the basic weapons usually out of the box.
Basic out of the box weapons.
Oh, you hit them. You hit him.
Okay, and then that does an extra d6 of damage from sneak attack.
Okay. Just hit your sneak attack. It should automatically roll.
That's a
whole 1 point. But
he's taking stuff before though.
Taking damage. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Dresd'a, everyone gather up. Dresd'a, you got this. Get in the game.
Dresd'a.
And
everybody, get in a big circle right next to each other. Let the fireball keep going.
But right now we're separated from lots of bowmen. That is an inspiration to Dresd'a.
Okay, Dresda's got inspiration.
I'm done.
Ivor.
What's that give me?
An extra d6 when you want on attacks or saving throws.
Ivor goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moves to there. Hunter's dead. Hunter dead. Hunter. This hunter shoots at this guy. Oops, wrong thing. And unfortunately misses. Hylough, you're up.
Alrighty. You know what this means. Okay, I'm gonna. How far am I from the bad guy? Do I kind of measure that? Is it within short? Was it the crossbow range?
Yeah, crossbows are like 60 feet or 90 feet or something like that.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab the crossbow. It's loaded, right? I don't have to do anything since he hadn't fired it.
I mean, it's loaded, but you're gonna have to. Grabbing the thing off of him is an action in and of itself because you're going to have to take it off the ground and do a bunch of stuff. You're not going to be able. You will not be able to fire it this round.
Okay, I have 2 attacks. Does that matter anything? That's just
no, because you're basically interacting with the body and an object to pick it up. In this case, this is the one more place where this is a full action to kind of do this.
And what about and the rapier would be the same thing? Anything like that
would be the same thing. But once you have the rapier. The next round you can do all your attacks with it. With the crossbow, once you have it, you can fire once, and then you have to do another action to pick up the corals or something like that. So,
okay. I'll grab the rapier and then
you'll be able to move 3 squares because you're in the throng of people that are trying to stream out.
Well, what if I can? Depends on. Okay, right. I go 1, 2, 3. That's a bad guy right there.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're set for next turn.
Okay. Darn, it's gonna take forever for me to get around.
Yeah. Well, for a couple rounds, like most of the people will be out of your way a little bit. So, hello. 1, 2, 4. He gets to there. All right, so we gotta move to this. Myrna is now a bit more concerned with that fireball that just got landed on her. So she, what does she do? Oh, Rhux being right there definitely screws up a lot of things. And I'm the one that put him there, so it's my fault. But still. All right, she.
But would she know enough to care about Rhux? Or would the greater good?
She's not trying to kill anyone, if that's what you're asking.
But would the greater good be to defend the Duchess?
Well, the greater good would be to cast a blight spell on the Blood Hunter, because it targets just him.
Nice.
Ah.
That would be the greater good. All right, so she, you see this sort of necromantic energy kind of settle into him, and then he starts to blacken, and his veins kind of blacken up, and unfortunately, he didn't resist it. Even with advantage, he still fails. Poor guy.
No.
Hunter. Jimena. Where's Jimena? Jimena. She continues to hear and attacks this guy. One attack. Misses. Second attack, because I know she gets 2 hits. That guy goes out. All right. Messalino stays where he's at, cowering behind a statue. Praedyth is going to cast Toll the Dead on this guy. I know he's got it here somewhere.
The cantrip.
All the dead, no damage on save. The Blood Hunter made the save, so it didn't work. You hear a bong, but nothing happens. Praedyth looks a little confused. Monica stays behind the things. Adolfo disengages from where he's at with you, Aaron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He gets to there. All right. Iago continues to pray. Aaron, you're up.
All right. Let us whack this dude with my fist.
Okay.
I'm determined now. Yeah.
You hit. You whack him with your fist. And you do... No, you do 1 point of damage plus your strength modifier.
Oh. +4.
Alright, you knock the guy out.
Then I'm gonna take his rapier.
Alright, you cannot take his rapier because it takes an action. You can do it next turn.
Dang it.
A body moves forward. I think this is a body. Yeah. And he gets up to here and attacks the Blood Hunter. Does he have multi-attack? He gets 2 attacks. 1. He drops his sword, so he spends the rest of his attack.
There's a lot of that going on.
Well, there's a lot of people, so.
I was a lot of ones. Yeah, a lot of people.
All right, this guard continues to up to here. Oops, he cannot. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. He gets to there. He can't do anything. Oh, I must have added a guard on accident without thinking about it. All right, this hunter shoots at the drunk man over here, but actually, no, he pulls out a rapier and attacks the guard here. That's who he does. No. And misses. All right. Now the main Blood Hunter guy. He looks around at what's going on. It's been a very quick fight, much faster than I was expecting. He looks around a bit and he says, "We will get you. There is no place safe for you from us." And he takes a little like sphere out of his belt and throws it on the ground, and in a puff of smoke he disappears.
Incredible.
None of the other hunters disappear though.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So this guy shoots at this guard. Misses. Rhux has no hunters around him, so he starts moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's all he can move because it takes 2 to get into the next square. Diaz.
Actually, does he ignore the water? Does he move through water?
No, he can swim through water, but he doesn't move through. This is not.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then attempts to attack this guy, but with disadvantage. And misses. Hunter, Pero. Sends a firebolt at that guy. Misses. Nope, hits. Takes out that hunter. Even at disadvantage, the hunter shoots at you, Iylis. Where the hell did you go?
What? I'm under the skull.
Oh,
I'm pretending to be dead.
He's literally hiding under the body.
all right, so he's gonna, even though it's disadvantage, he's still gonna fire at you.
What?
Oh, this is what happens when you're the target.
This is ridiculous. He should just...
No, hold on, I gotta undo your damage.
For himself.
I gotta undo your damage because it didn't do the disadvantage. Let me roll a d20 and see what it is.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
Oh my.
Let me redo the damage because you definitely take it.
Yeah, ow.
Definitely an owl.
What the heck?
Dresd'a, you're up.
Are you not doing? What are these guards doing?
Well, they're fighting him, but it's not their turn yet.
Oh, they suck.
He fired with disadvantage and still hit you. Luckily, it was with disadvantage and you didn't get the 20. Dresd'a,
yeah, I'm
you're
really
up.
happy about that.
Oh, okay. So, what's left to fight?
There's a couple hunters over. There's a hunter.
Coming to get me.
There's a hunter up here. There's a hunter over here. Hold on, sorry. Hunter here, hunter here, hunter here. There's 2 of them still down here at the very bottom. All the rest of them are down though. And the main blood hunter guy disappeared.
Disappeared, yeah. No. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll do a longbow attack on him.
Nice shot.
And he doesn't have any enemies around him.
Nope.
So, did we distribute the healing potions?
I believe
We did, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe everybody has one, but a couple people have 2.
There's
Okay.
I think you were one of the ones that had 2 dressed
Okay.
up.
All right. So it's 44 plus 2.
No, you We have regular potions for healings. It's
2d4
plus 2. Yes.
Okay. So
Chuckles nervously.
yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action to drink a healing potion.
Okay.
Oh, 2d4 plus 2. Oh,
So 4 points.
4. Man.
All right.
And that's my turn.
The Duchess continues to cower behind, no, not cower, but be protected by people, including Moravan. At the end of the round, a bunch of people continue streaming towards the exits, even though it's only been literally 12 seconds. They've not moved very far. Hunter. All right, we get to this hunter here. And she pulls out a thing and throws it on the ground and disappears in a puff of smoke. Raphael doesn't do anything. He's just protecting the queen or the Duchess. Same with Salaman. Salaman actually would do something. He is right here. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't quite reach the hunter. He makes it to here, but that's about it. All right. Electra has her wand of magic missiles out. She targets this guy. And hits him. Takes him out. Morris, Lord Captain Morris, continues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he continues to go try to help out. Iylis, you're up.
All right. Well, I don't like that he headshot me like that. So he gets a face full of magic missiles.
Okay. Yeah, and he goes down. It's definitely a face full of magic missiles. There's currently only one hunter left on the board, I think. No, 2. No, 3. 3 left on the board. Put it on the board.
And I'm going to keep 1, 2, 3. I moved down 3 again.
All right. Marcus, you're up.
Hylough, they're after me.
Marcus, you're up.
3. Okay, Marcus moves here.
Okay.
Myrna, they're definitely after you.
Get behind me, Iylis.
You might stay up, and I'm going to heal her.
Okay.
And so... And then I'm going to finish my move, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to go ahead and dash. Okay. Can I stay in the bush?
You can get into the bushes, sure.
Okay. I'm done. Did it give her the health?
A
marker.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Okay.
You know what they say, a Marcus in the hand.
Ivor continues to stay around Ling. 200s. This hunter
is worth more than the one hiding in the bush.
Yes.
Pellet and disappears in a cloud of smoke. Hylough, you're up. You have a rapier.
Okay. Well, is there anybody around me?
Oh, I might have. I accidentally did this to that guy. I'm sorry. There is
okay.
I did.
Okay, he's there. Okay.
Yeah, he's there. And Iylis, you don't have to be right next to him. You could have moved over.
Yeah.
I must have accidentally hit him at some point. Because he's
can't move.
Because he's not, well, yeah, you can't move.
Okay, so I just roll an attack roll?
Yep.
Just any attack roll with any type of weapon, and then we'll figure out what the rapier.
You have a.
Why can I do that?
That's a miss, unfortunately.
I hit him. I know I hit him. He's right there.
It's
okay, well, I'll try again.
You can
I'll do it again.
That's a hit. He goes down. Doesn't matter what you roll for the damage.
You telling me these guys are minions?
Well, we'll get to it after we're done. Marco, Iylis. Actually, Hylough, did you want to move anywhere?
I moved to.
There's
I'm
one hunt. Actually, hold on. I don't think that. Nope, there is one hunter still alive towards the top.
Okay, I'm gonna move to try to protect Iylis.
I think he's the only hunter that's left.
Okay.
All right, so Marco rushes over to. Where are you, Marco? Yeah, Marco.
Hello.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and it's over by Sergey. Myrna looks around, decides not to do anything at this time. All of the let's see here until we get to Praedyth. There's nobody nearby. He won't be able to get up there. Monica Adolfo is right here, right? Really should have put names on these guys for myself. He continues down here. The bishop continues praying. Aaron, you're up. You might be able to make it to the last hunter who's right here.
Aaron.
Cool.
Hello? Okay, now it's working. Sorry, my headphones just turned off. Alright. Where's the last guy?
I literally highlighted him.
Oh, there he is. I was looking on the wrong side the whole time. Oh,
Unfortunately, you can't make it to him.
I'll just go here.
All right.
There.
Abadi continues to defend. Hunter on guard. It's down at the bottom. One hunter has gone away. This guy pulls out a pellet and throws, and it disappears in a cloud of dust, a cloud of smoke. And that is all of them. So that is the end of combat, at least of initiative order.
That was much quicker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ow.
I'm
not feeling too good.
So as a quick thing, I did try minion stuff this time around because I wanted to have a lot of enemies because of the big party and all that sort of stuff. So I was trying minions. I feel like they went down too easily.
I think two hit minions.
Yeah, one hit minion I think is a little too little. So, but
I think two hit minions
are
the best.
It's fine. I just wanted I wanted the battle to feel big, which I believe we did. But at the same time, I think some stuff went down too. Anyway.
Well, a lot of them were put down by your NPCs too.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
more than we did, honestly, by far.
Mm-hmm. Well, this wasn't necessarily intended to be you guys against
3
them
men tonight
by yourselves. It was intended to be, here. There's all these people here. No. Some of them are competent. Some of them are not.
Right.
You've driven them off. It's very clear that several guests have been killed. I mean, you watch some of them die. The most important of which, and you're not sure when this happened in the battle, but Count Tadice Zanetti Adolfo is like holding him in his arms and, wailing like, "My grandfather is dead!" So somehow in the battle he got killed.
Seems suspicious.
Love to see where that blow came from.
So there's a new count.
Yeah. I would like to investigate one of the bodies.
Loot the bodies.
Yeah.
You can investigate a body if you'd like.
While everyone's looking around, investigate and see what type of markings and.
Some of the counts are injured. Sergey and Marco are hugging. It's kind of obvious about the feelings that Marco has towards this count. But most of the cost of this time, like not every hunter that you fought, there are other hunters that were fighting like personal guards and stuff like that, to try to just make it feel more. So some of the personal guardsmen are down that were with some of the men or some of the counts and countesses, yeah. But for the most part, the noblemen survived this battle. as you look through the pocket, look through over one of the bodies, Marcus, you find a sort of a folded up paper in there. The person has a rapier and a crossbow with some quarrels or with some bolts. They're basically, when you pull off the cloak or the hood, it's clearly a Searly person, Searly man or woman, depending on who you did. There are a couple tattoos on the neck, and there's a golden torque with lions' heads around the neck.
Okay. I'll take the torque and slip it in my pocket. And then I'll just pick everything up, obviously, the rapier and the crossbow, and
okay,
to protect myself with.
Yeah. I'm going to do the same as the guy I'm
And I'll keep the note.
Well, do you look at it?
Yes, I will.
Opening it up, it is a crude drawing of Iylis.
I will close it quickly and pocket that as well.
As you kind of step up from that, the Duchess and the two counts that are with her, along with several guards, are being pushed by. As they're going by, she says, "Thanks for helping with the..." and very quickly you hear that. She's sort of...
Glad you're well, Your Highness.
And then you hear her turn to Franco, to Morven, and she says, you hear her say, "This changes everything. Get those ships ready, Franco. I want them launched by morning." As they quickly hustle up the stairs and up towards the residence.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
We may need to go. I kind of want to go.
Yeah,
I think we should leave, like, now. Like,
yeah, I'll go and get Iylis, and
stuff.
I think we need to head out.
Like, leave this port. I mean...
Well.
So you guys meet up. What are you guys doing?
I'm searching bodies.
That's what I'm saying, actually, to these other people.
Loot the bodies and leave.
There is zero money. All they have.
I'm grabbing one of those Church of Seared
things.
We
should collect them all up.
Well, you're not the only one that's going through the bodies. There's guardsmen that are still alive that are going through. So it's going to be obvious if you try to take it from everyone. I
think we need to go.
I'm grabbing one of those and then leaving.
Actually, as you kind of do that and start to head, you see one of the guards has pulled out a paper and has opened it up, kind of looks at it for a little bit and looks around and then starts looking at you, Hylough.
I quickly keep moving.
As you're moving away, you hear, "Hey, you, sir.
I keep moving faster."
Okay. You guys see Iylis kind of hurrying up towards the stairs and up the stairs and away from the garden.
Just shrug like I don't know what's going on and walk after him.
I'll kind of like hang back and interfere with anybody that might try to chase him.
Okay. They don't try to chase him. Once he gets kind of far enough away, the guardsman just shrugs and continues going through the rest of the people.
I'm going all the way back to the ship.
Iylis, you don't want to go by yourself all the way back to the ship.
Yeah.
Because they just teleport here to get you.
That's true. I'm gonna hang. When I realize that they're not following me, I'll wait for everybody else to catch up.
So you guys eventually catch up and get your weapons that you confiscated. And what do you do next?
Let's go get something some ice cream or something.
I think we need to go head to the ship because they could attack the ship too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think we need to leave with the ship.
Right.
Well,
how would they know that you were here, and in particular here? I mean, I really don't understand.
Maybe he wasn't the target.
Let's talk and walk. Talk and walk.
They are
yeah, we can walk.
Wizard hunters, and they don't really they kind of use their own magic to also hunt magic users, which is kind of hypocritical if you ask me, but
wait, but do they have a way of tracking you, like knowing where you are at any point?
I'm not actually sure.
Do we need to
really don't know.
Cut that
again,
tracking
maybe you're
device out
not
from
the
under
target.
Oh, he was the target. There's a picture with his pic. There's a paper with
I've been shot. What do you want from me, woman?
There's literally a crossbow bolt sticking out of him. Like 2 of them, actually. He got hit twice.
I got fireballed and crossbow.
I've got a fireball and a crossbow after me, and I don't know any magic. So there.
Well, that's because he saw the wizard, and it's like, "Ooh, wizard, big wizard! Yeah. I'm gonna." He had done one more round, there would have been another fireball.
So we think that Iylis was the only target, or that
I was the primary target, and everybody else was probably just there.
There was a picture. There's a piece of paper with his picture in the guard I searched. I don't know if the rest of them had different pictures, but it was at least somewhat him. So, have these people been out after you for long, Iylis?
I mean, ever since I've been on the run. So, yeah.
At this point in time, you guys have made it out of the festival grounds. You're starting to walk through the streets. As you're walking past and as you're starting to say this, and you can continue your conversation in a second, you overhear a few people say, "Hey, there was an attack at the Westerly ball tonight," to each other. They're not saying it to you guys, but to each other. So rumors are already flying about this particular attack.
I put my armored cloak back on, by the way. It's just a cloak, whatever. So did we know you were being chased? Have you ever told us that?
I haven't really mentioned it.
You guys started the campaign by defending him from somebody.
Oh, I know, but he never said that. Okay. I thought he was just getting mugged. I mean, we never knew who he was being hunted by, really.
True. Yeah,
although he
did ask for protection money.
So here's the deal. My parents are part of this really, really weird church that doesn't like people like me, and they just happen to have a kid like me. So they were trying to get rid of my magic, so I ran. And
did they want to kill you to get rid of your magic, or they just want to?
I don't know what. I really don't know what was they were trying to do to get rid of my. If they just wanted to kill me, if my parents wanted me like purged or something, who knows? They had talked a little bit about that.
Let's spread out a little bit for that fireball. I'll take points.
You guys continue, and about 5 minutes later, you make it to the docks. As you make it to the docks, you notice a couple things right off the bat. Lights are on your ship. Like, there are oil lamps lit. There should only be 1 or 2, given the time, but there are far more than that. That's the first thing. The second thing is you notice a smoldering body on the wharf near the ship, blackened as if by fire, but the clothes are still perfectly there.
What type of clothes were they?
It seems to be dark. Well, it's hard. I mean, they're dark clothes.
Okay.
So
is it our friend? What's her name?
No, these are dark clothes. You guys want to take a look at it?
I guess. Well,
I'm gonna get on the ship first and make sure everything on the ship's okay.
Well, this is on the wharf as you're getting towards the ship.
I'm approaching the body.
Yes, and I will quickly look and see. I will glance at it.
Quickly pulling up the thing, you see a golden torque and somebody who's kind of charred all over, but not as if by fire, but it's by something else.
Okay. Well, this must be one of them. I bet they were after your friend too, maybe.
Heading up the gangplank.
Calling out for True.
You find out. You see a couple people lying on the deck. You see True kind of holding her amulet and touching a couple of them. But she keeps on shaking her head when she looks over at Matt. Remember, Matt is the one who's the Jade of the Silent Bob.
Yes.
And as she sees you guys come on board, she says, "Rhux, where's Rhux? We need some of that
He's
antitoxin."
Right,
he's coming with us. He should be here.
Yeah, he's here. She she takes him over to Matt, you can see that there's a massive gash in his leg and the lower calf. She says, and you can see some sort of greenish black ichor kind of oozing out of it.
Yeah.
She's like, I think they poisoned him in some way, but I have been unable to heal it. Do you have the herbs and things that you were trying to get? And
Rhux says
yes, and
what does Rhux say?
Starts trying to make the antivenom toxin or the antivenom potion. He's making, he says, I'm gonna make this. We'll try it, but if this doesn't work, we're probably gonna have to take the leg.
I mean, yeah.
Well, we're out of peg legs. We can't have that happen.
Oh, you
can make a new one.
Rhux makes the antivenom. Wow, that's a hell of a roll. It takes about a couple of hours, so he's making the antivenom. What are you guys doing while that's happening?
I'm gonna check on our.
I have a new ability that I would like to use on this man.
Okay.
It is called Font of Life, and it says by 6th level you can use your action. This condition can be blind. It either end one disease or one condition afflicting you. Oh, never mind. Dang it.
It's only for yourself. Aw.
I'd like to check on Ariana.
Well, looking around, you see that so as Rhux is starting to do that and kind of maintaining the thing, True tells you guys that they were attacked by 2 of the Inquisitors. The crew did their best to fend them off, and eventually did drive them off, but not before Rat, Matt, Keto, and Conan had all fallen. And you can see that they're not dead; it's like they just went down. True was able to heal them, and they're back and move them back down into the bunks below. True also says, guys, we got to solve this weapon problem. We had to use makeshift stuff. So a couple guys were using the mops as quarterstaffs, and I hate to tell you, but we broke some of the tines out of the stairwell up to the aft castle to use as clubs.
Understandable. Yeah. Thank you for doing what you had to do.
Oh, here's a rapier and a crossbow that we got from one of them. So here's some
free stuff.
She says Matt went down trying to fighting one of the Inquisitors to protect the downed Keto. And then she kind of says, but that's enough. I got to go and keep trying to.
Where is Ariana?
Everybody else is down below.
Okay. I think they were after her.
Have healing they could give me, perchance, and Marcus and Dresd'a.
Oh, well, I can give you healing. I've got. I'll heal you if you don't want to use your potion.
I might use my potion in addition, if that's all right.
Okay. What you notice as you're kind of looking around is the few people that are on deck, because there are a couple people. Not Ariana, but the one fisherman girl. She's up there. So is Perry. When True moves around with purpose, you notice those guys kind of hanging back from her and looking at her a little bit wide-eyed, and when she tells them to do something, they don't even wisecrack or anything. They just immediately do it, which is a little different from when you left this morning.
Thanks a bunch.
Is everyone okay?
Are you asking any of them in particular? Marcus, are you asking somebody in particular? Or?
I'm going down going down below to see.
Getting below, I mean, you see like the people that you mentioned in bunks, kind of not sleeping, but with a few bandages here and there, and the rest of the crew is down there, either tending to some of the people or it looks like Ariana is brewing some tea of some sort.
Okay. I'll go up to her. Are you all right? Did they notice you?
I'm fine.
Good.
That's all she says. She doesn't respond to your other.
Yeah, I'll just say good. Okay. We will remedy this weapon problem immediately. That'll be done in the morning. You all have fought bravely and well over something that we never imagined we would have to face. So, they also hit the ball we were at, and so it will be talk of the city tomorrow that these mage assassins have struck this town, and it will change things forever. glad everyone's all right. And I'll stomp upstairs.
Okay, you stomp upstairs. Nobody follows with you. As you
I
get to
didn't
the
think they
top, though, Perry's there and falls into step beside you and says, "Are we leaving?"
We need to.
Not tonight. We'll have to meet a meeting. We're supposed to meet the most powerful person in. We'll be leaving on tomorrow, I would imagine.
All right. You see.
We should leave as soon as possible.
You see sort of a sideways glance at True again, and he says, "What do you know about True?"
She's a priestess, and
he's sort of directing you up to the aft castle near the.
Right. Yeah, I will. I'll go up there.
Says,
"Is there something we should know?"
Well, the reason why we're alive is because of her, but it's because she became like the fury of a storm itself. When it seemed all was lost, massive gale force winds seemed to arise around her, and lightning crackled from her fingertips, flinging one of those men off the ship. And then the other one fled.
That would explain the remains on the fort.
Remains? What remains?
On the dock. There was an incinerated.
At this point in time, you get the realization that they haven't left the ship since this attack happened. So.
There was a corpse incinerated just a point over to where it was.
He goes over to the edge and sees it like, oh yeah, that would be the one.
Yeah. These were assassins who were hunting mages.
Indeed.
I'm glad she's on our side. I had no idea she could do that, but I'm certainly glad she's on our side.
I'm just concerned. Somebody like that can just as easily turn against you. Just beware.
Aye.
And he turns and heads down.
Was that Rat talking, or who was it talking?
Perry. The gnome.
Yeah.
The gnome with the hook for his left hand.
Got it.
Hasn't he been around True longer than we have?
No, remember, True was one of the pirates. Perry was the original member of the Maiden's Folly.
That's right.
Perry has only known True as long as you guys have known True.
Right.
But you've talked to her more than he has. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she did save you, so.
Oh, no, he's concerned given the power.
No, I get it. I mean, it is this whole storm thing of it blows where it will, and good and bad.
Anyway.
Okay. Let's get everyone together in captain's quarters.
Shit.
True as well, if she's willing to come.
Yeah, True. If you ask for her, she comes in.
Oh yeah, I will ask her.
Yeah,
I'll make sure she's okay.
She's
also
the first mate.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you tell her to come into the captain's quarters, she will go in. Somehow this got no, I don't know how it was locked. It was locked. So yeah, she falls into the captain's quarters with the rest of you, and she's like, "What's up? What do you need?"
So, this was an attack, we believe, on Iylis.
Why do you say that?
I take the piece of paper out with the crude stick drawing of it and put it on a piece of paper. This was found in one of the assassins' pockets.
That's a stick figure. How can you know that's? No, I'm kidding. It's enough. It's enough of a. There's enough of a drawing there that is reminiscent enough of Iylis for you to realize it is Iylis. She looks at
it's the goofy look on his face. That's why I know.
She says, "Oh well, that is pretty. That is pretty compelling evidence."
And they attacked the ball. It was fought off, but some died. Fortunately, we're all survived, and you kept the crew alive. Thank you for that.
It's my duty to keep them going.
It is. But not everyone does their duty.
At this point in time, you notice that her fingertips are a little bit blackened, and she seems a little tired.
Got it.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll give her a seat. Give her the captain's chair. Or the
She
chair.
stays standing, and she says, "I'm fine. I'll make it."
So we have to decide what we're going to do next. If we leave tonight, we have a crew member who's still out, and we have several things unfinished, and we have not sold our cargo. I don't think they'll strike again this soon, especially with the town will be on high alert.
I still think we should have maybe some extra people on watch tonight.
I'm gonna be staying on the ship from if you guys want to stay here, you can, but I'm gonna be staying on the ship.
Oh, that's understandable.
That's fine. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying stay long. We just have several things we need to that are still in play.
I think we'd need at least a day to get some weapons in the morning, go check on our cargo, and
Praedyth has a mask to get.
It's like,
actually,
we gotta have the mask. We can't leave without that. Fate just brought us to this, so we gotta have it.
Actually, we're supposed to meet her tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, you are actually.
Have you met her yet, Praedyth? Have you talked with the lady yet?
I talked to her earlier today, and unfortunately the mask wasn't quite ready yet, so I'm just going to take it back tomorrow.
Okay.
Doing my best. Come on.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
It's pretty cool, yeah. So, where do we go next, and what do we do with this knowledge? I mean, how are they tracking you? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. Maybe it's when I use spells. Maybe it could be a number of things.
Maybe you could dress differently and change your hair and
I just started dressing differently and then they attacked me. So I don't know what maybe I'll change my hair. I don't know. Can't really grow a beard.
You only get one refit every 4 levels here, dude. So you don't get another picture tomorrow.
No.
Had you actually changed your look though?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same on here because it's still the same. Okay,
no, but I mean, he specifically said,
Yeah, he's wearing purple robes and stuff now. He's wearing the finery right now.
Okay.
A little bloody, but
a little bit.
It's not a little charred.
And we also have. We can't just leave the warehouse. I mean, I'm not willing to leave a gift like that alone. It would offend the Duchess, and
I am.
That's
that's fine. Well, I'll tell you what. Okay, Praedyth is going to take care of his business. Marcus, you got to take care of your business with the ale. I'll take care of the
swords.
Yeah, and I'll take care of the warehouse. I'm trying to find somebody to run the warehouse tomorrow morning.
I have a couple ideas on that we might talk about.
Okay.
Perhaps Lydia. As much as I don't necessarily trust her, having someone who does lead the local crime family would be solve some issues and a lot less protection money.
I was thinking more of something a little bit more honest. I was going to go to the captain and ask him for a recommendation of somebody that was, that he would trust to run.
There also may be a guild, like a Century 00051 that you can
local UAW.
The local to
UAS.
Watch your property and take a portion of the earnings.
Dresd'a, part of your small talk was learning that Lord Captain Morris, that his guild was the Guild of Watchmen.
The green guy?
Yep, the green guy.
Yeah, that cutie looking thing in the silver.
Well, you have an in. So maybe you could talk to him and find something there.
True.
All right.
Was he? I mean, if he's just the watchman to watch it, or if they manage the property as well.
Well, I was thinking it may be like a retired police officer or something like that. That's kind of what I was thinking. Somebody along the lines of that could.
Or it could be a side gig,
Yeah,
active duty would have more special powers than just a retired dude.
Somebody that the captain would say is trustworthy, and then, but smart enough to know what was going on. But yeah, I mean, we can talk to the green guy, or you can, and we can see if we can find somebody that's
His name is Almad Morris, please, not the green guy.
The green guy.
My silver
I didn't
angel.
dance with him. So
No. She wasn't saying green guy. She was saying green eyes, because that's all she likes, looking into his deep green eyes.
Oh,
that's funny.
We also have to need to get supplies to where we're going to go, or are we just running?
Didn't we start that?
We haven't gotten anything to sell. We haven't looked at the
Oh yeah.
How much? I guess the question is, whatever we do, it has to be quickly. But do we have 1 or 2 days? Do we feel that we could get things settled up? Because I think it's going to take 1 or 2 days to get things.
Hylough, I'll remind you that you talked to Morven about something, and he was going to.
Well, that's right. We got to go. We got to go there tomorrow morning. Morven's expecting us.
Morven, the Lord.
Yeah. He wants us all. He's going to send the captain to come get us, and we're going to go over there in the morning.
What did you say to him? Why is he after us?
He said he wanted to talk business. So you want business?
Oh,
Let's talk business.
I misunderstood. I thought you had offended him in some way, and we were having.
No. Well, I hope not. He was all very gracious and everything like that. So.
Yeah.
We might have some business to take care of there, and then we'll just go from there. So I don't think we all need to go, but maybe I know that he probably wants Aaron and you.
And me.
I told him you were spokesperson.
Thanks. I never really wanted that job, but okay. I just run my mouth a lot. So, do we have anything to talk to Lydia about tonight, other than the mask? Was there anything outstanding?
You had thought about potentially talking to her to see if she would take the ale, but
yeah, but that's kind of been potentially made for us since we went ahead and went to the bank. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I definitely want to talk to her tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. I think we need 2 days to do all this stuff, but.
Well, remember, there's also one crew member that you had hired that said yes.
Right, and that's the other thing.
Who's not going to be here, you think maybe tomorrow, but probably not till the next day, because...
That's what we told her.
It depends.
Okay,
yeah, because you told her a couple days.
Let's assume that we're going to be here for 2 days. How do we protect Iylis? Because they know he's on the ship. That's why they came here. If he stays on the ship, then he's basically a target. What if we keep Iylis moving? You
want to sell the ship and change it out for another one?
No. I'm just like, keep him moving around the city. Keep Iylis moving around the city. If he stays here on the ship, I just don't know that that's the best thing. If they return, if he's on the other side of the city and they return, they're not going to find him on the ship.
I agree with you that hiding in plain sight may be better. We can defend him better, and if he's in the city, I don't think they'll want to strike in the middle of public and.
They did it again.
Yeah, they did just do that.
Right, but it took a lot of effort. I can't imagine again. I don't think they'll strike that twice. That same plan. I don't know anything about these people, but since we haven't heard, they're not going to be. They probably didn't want anyone to know about them. Has anyone ever heard of them?
Their last words is, "We're going to get you." So if they're after them, they're not giving up.
So hold on. At the very beginning of this campaign, the trade embargo against the Searly Kingdom is because these Inquisitors have been striking at wizards and things outside of the Searly Kingdom. So you know that this occurs.
Okay.
You do know about these Inquisitors, and you know that this occurs. You've never met somebody who's been attacked by them until now, but it is common knowledge that this is happening, and that is the reason for the Margali embargo, the Ekanosian embargo, the fact that that Drathir and the Aerra kingdoms are also participating in it as much as possible, because these Inquisitors are basically ignoring national lines and things like that, and just attacking wherever they want.
Well, and we could talk to Sev and see what they found and what they think in the morning too.
Yeah, like I said, clearly they know Iylis is here on this ship, and they might be able to find him anywhere. I just don't think I think this is the worst place for him to be.
Iylis, are you up to walking with us?
I guess. I mean, I just don't feel like staying in one place for too long unless it's a place that I can defend pretty well.
Well, let's get rest. Everybody get rest, and then we can set watches and near alarms. Everybody's going to be anybody that's going to be on a watch is going to be near a bell or something that they can ring or whatever. And
well, I mean, who's able to take a watch?
I'm good.
Do it.
Okay, because I've taken some damage.
Aaron, Hylough, Rhux isn't too bad off. Praedyth is fine, although he's small.
And we can like I could take one with Rat, for example. And
I got my bird. My bird to watch all the watches.
Rat went down, remember? So Rat is down below, kind of.
Well, somebody I could take with another crew member. I could just take. We could pair up with crew members too if we needed to.
Yeah, you could.
Oh yeah, the ones who aren't hurt.
Yep. Okay,
well let's do that. I think I'm going to take myself off watch to get a full rest.
I can go first.
I'm at half hit points and no spells. So.
Okay, so Aaron's going first. I'll whatever we need to do, to have at least 2 people and everybody get their long rest. I'll be fine.
Okay, you guys settle in and start setting up watches to get the ship. So some of the lamps start to get cut out and ship start to settle down. And we will end our story there for this evening, or at least pause it there for this evening, and pick it up again next week as we figure out how we resolve this problem with the guys attacking Iylis, as well as what other threads there are to pick up. So, till next week.